and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is my 19th week appointment. I know I've had some sporadic appointments in between due to new bands being put on. What can I say has happened in the last 2 weeks since my other appointment? So I had my bands, extra bands put on. I had clear ones put on to move some other teeth, which has made bigger gaps. There and there. Other than that, nothing much. Yeah, it just feels really weird having straighter teeth, that's all. And I've been flossing a hell of a lot more, and that seems to have helped my gums calm down quite a bit. These updates are going to become quite boring now towards the end, where I don't actually have much to say, much different to say, much different is going on with my teeth. It's becoming a lot more of a slower process. Slower changes are happening. I mean, apart from those two gaps, I haven't really noticed too much has changed since my last dentist appointment. Yeah, nothing much to report on the teeth, really. I don't know what he is going to do today at the appointment. As always, I'm probably going to get my bands changed because they've dyed yellow again. That's it, really. Sorry guys, not much to report. I think I've said that in a couple of videos, and then the videos have ended up being quite long because when I come back from the dentist, stuff's happened. But currently, there's not a lot to report on my teeth right now. Let's do a close-up before I go to the dentist. I'll see you after the dentist. And I am back from the dentist. So that was an eventful one. I say that every time. So before I say nothing's happened, gonna be a short video, then I go to the dentist and he does some extra stuff and then it becomes a little video. So today he was all prepared to close up these little gaps that I've got on the side, because he actually thinks we're not that far away from finishing. But he didn't tell me this right at the beginning. What he decided to do was take the bracket, take the whole band off, the elastic bands off, obviously, take the wire cheese graters that I've got, which I have now learned what they're there for. They are there to anchor my teeth, so only certain ones move and not those ones. So they were there to keep my back teeth from moving forward when he was making gaps at the front. He took that off, only at the top. Didn't really do much on the bottom. Looked at them, put some new wires back on to hold my teeth as an anchor. I think he called them ligature wires. I think that's what they were called, ligature wires. And put the ligature wires on, put the wire band back on, the wire what are they called? The bracey bit, the whole bit that goes across the teeth, back on. He then decided to put the elastic bands on, these ones, and then he put a whole elastic band that went from one dog tooth to the other dog tooth to bring the gaps closer together. Didn't do anything on my bottom teeth whatsoever. Sat me up, finished, so we thought. Then he asks me, so bearing in mind this took 25 minutes, the whole of this procedure, by the time he was like looking around, deciding what he was doing. Didn't really tell me what he was doing, and this is what always happens. He doesn't tell me what he's doing until after he's done it. I mean, he's still a good dentist, but you know. And as well as, I mean, my teeth hurt. Luckily I took a painkiller beforehand, and all the pressure on my teeth from changing the bands is a killer. Anyway, sat me up and goes, we are pretty close to finishing. Is there anything that you feel we could try and improve on? So I have slight small amount of OCD, where not the really good kind of cleaning kind, I mean not the debilitating kind either, but I have a real bad issue with having to have even numbers and things that are straight. So Like pictures have to be straight, things have to be lined up in a row properly. My hair has to be equal, even though I know it's not, because we're not symmetrical. And I pretty much had lived and coped with my crooked teeth all my life. But now that he's changed them around and they're starting to get straight, one side isn't equal to the other side, and it really bugs me. So I told him that. I said I'm very finicky about things needing to be symmetrical, straight, even. Like, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I have to have an even number on the volume dial. It drives my husband crazy, but after like 10 years he's pretty much used to it by now. But or like if I'm shaving, I count, and it has to be even numbers. Anyway, I digress. I went, right, I don't think this is right, I don't think this is right, I feel like this bottom bit's right. So basically what I wanted is that I didn't feel like this one here had turned enough. It was still crooked. This side here, the two front teeth still very slightly overlap, and I'm not sure which tooth it is causing the problem. I think it's my right hand side isn't quite lined up, so that one would move out and the one next to my dog teeth would move out, and then it would be equal. But I mean, the left hand side is perfectly fine, except for the fact that my front tooth and the one next to it feel like they're going not straight down but slight angle, but I don't know whether there's anything I can do about that. And then I said the bottom ones, so they're pretty much straight. What I don't like is this new gap that I've got in between my two front bottom teeth. It's very annoying. It's also a little bit stained from where they used to be behind each other. I don't like it. This tooth on this side next to the dog tooth doesn't feel quite straight, and the tooth next to the dog side on my left side is also at the front. I mean, it's fine at the back where I'm feeling it, but at the front also doesn't feel quite straight. So this is what we did. He told me that the bottom ones, he could keep trying to make them straighter, but they are within an acceptable margin of perfection. He said, we're never going to get my teeth perfectly straight. If he keeps tweaking one, he might ruin another one, and he doesn't really want to do that, and he doesn't feel like we should ruin what we've already done on the bottom. The bottom, he said, the level he could probably make better with composite, so it looks nicer and straighter, because at the moment there's a bit of a curve. One tooth goes up and then the other tooth is a bit, anyway. So I might have to live with my bottom ones. Top ones, he made me sit back down in the chair. Basically, we started the whole procedure all over again. He took all the bands off that he just put on, he took the ligature wires back off that he just put on, the whole thing, everything came off, and he had to reposition one of the brackets on my top teeth, which is, he said he would try not to do until the end, but because I'm a little bit funny about that side of my mouth, I'm not funny, I just want it straighter. It's not exactly straight. I don't want to close up the gaps yet. And he agreed. He said, let's not close up the gaps, let's do what we can while the gaps are there. So I was back in the chair for another 25 minutes, changed the bracket, which didn't hurt as much as last time, and I think that's because, well, he said because my teeth aren't moving as much now, so the pain won't be as bad, which is really good, to be honest, because I don't think I could have stomached having all of my brackets taken out, and it hurt like last time. Repositioned the bracket, put the bands back on. He didn't put the ligature wires back on. All we're trying to do is reposition these two teeth here a little bit more, put the bands back on, and then we were set to go. He told me to not expect perfection, and I just can't help it. But we could get close, right? I mean, I really want to get as close to perfection as possible. I think I'm a little bit downhearted about the fact that the bottom ones aren't going to be as straight as I was hoping they would be. He did remind me that I signed a contract to say that he couldn't get perfection, and I did read it, so I do know that is the case. But me being me, it was, I want perfection, or a very like 99%, you know. I don't know. I'm not quite ready yet to have them taken off. So I don't know what's going to happen with my bottom ones. I think they are going to have to come off and they'll be finished in the next 1 or 2 appointments. Unless I particularly moan about certain things. There's actually a gap between 2 teeth back here that I would really like closing up a little bit. You can't really see it to the naked eye, but it gets food caught in there quite easily and it's actually really irritating. So I just want that gap closed up. If that means moving these teeth back, then that might help that one, maybe, I don't know, hopefully. And the other thing is I would really like it if he could sort out that gap in between the bottom teeth, so it's not such a big hole, so it's not so brown either. I don't know what he can do about that. I'll talk to him in my next appointment in 3 weeks time. And yeah, hopefully the top ones straighten up a bit more. Therefore, I anticipate the fact that I'm going to be finishing my braces. My braces are going to come off in the next 6 to 9 weeks. More likely 6 on the bottom, 9 weeks on the top. It's been a long time, but not a long time. So November, December, January, February, March. 6 months. About 6 months I would have had my braces on, and then I would get my back brackets put on, and I'm not really sure what the process is after that, so we will see what happens. Sorry, my throat's a bit sore. Talking too much, I guess. Mixed emotions again about the plan going forward with my teeth. You know, it's just, you pay all this money, and I know that I signed a contract to say I accept that it wouldn't be perfect, but you know, it's a lot of money, and I like perfect. Can't deny that I would like my teeth to be perfect. The other thing is, this tooth here is really tiny. I don't know why it's really like narrow, and I don't know why. It didn't look that narrow when they were crooked, but just looks really odd now. It looks like a tiny baby tooth. But hopefully he can sort that out with composite as well. I've asked him to, that's the one with a cap on it already, so it needs looking at and redoing, I think. Quite a lot happened. I was in there for 45 minutes when it was only supposed to be a 25-minute appointment. Hopefully I will A, come to terms with not having perfect straight teeth, and B, they straighten up at least to get 99% close to perfection. Hopefully. We will see. I don't know. I'm going to do a quick close-up of what he has done on my teeth for you. Like I said, not much has changed. He didn't do anything on the bottom. Let's do a close-up. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for any upcoming videos that I do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.